spoiled. I'll admit it. As much as I personally would choose not to say that I'm spoiled, due to the fact that I was raised with African parents, you have to get those A's, you have to be the best in your class and everything. I have to be honest, I think in a way I am. I am so blessed. I thank God for all the opportunities I have. I have seen firsthand the hard work that my parents have put in order to give me this life that I have, and I am eternally grateful, and I thank God for it. But unfortunately, as a result, I kind of am lazy. I look at what I have. I have pretty much a lot of devices. I have my computer right here, my phone, which I'm using to record. I actually even have a separate camera for recording purposes as well. I have headphones. I have my own car, which I'm able to drive to and from different places. I'm in college, getting a college education, and I have a lot of things which, quite frankly, many people don't have the luxury having. And because of that, I feel like I don't have to work as hard as other people do. And though there's pros to that, it makes your life more comfortable. And for every parent, I would assume they want their child's life to be as smooth and as seamless as possible. But however, I would say in my scenario that it caused me to be lazy. And it isn't to the fault of my parents whatsoever. It is my fault. Actually, there's some biblical principles behind it. The Bible teaches us not to be lazy. And I have some scriptures to show that. I have Proverbs 21:25, which says, "The desire of the sluggard kills him, for his hands refuse to labor." We also have Proverbs 20 verse 4, which says, "The sluggard does not plow in the autumn. He will seek at harvest and have nothing." We have Proverbs 24 verses 30 through 34, which state, now this one's a good one. It says, "I went past the field of the sluggard, past the vineyard of someone who has no sense. Thorns had come up everywhere. The ground was covered with weeds, and the stone wall was in ruins. I applied my heart to what I observed and learned a lesson from what I saw. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest, and poverty will come on you like a thief, and scarcity like an armed man." We have Proverbs 19, verse 15, which states, "Laziness brings deep sleep. The shiftless will go hungry." And to kind of give us a verse which isn't in Proverbs, we have Colossians 3, verses 23 through 24, which states, "Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for human masters, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord who you're serving." So when you think about it, being lazy ultimately isn't just, at least for me as a Christian, isn't just about myself. It is a representation. I'm not working for the Lord. I'm actually doing no net good for the entire community, for the body of Christ, for all those different kind of things. Rather, I'm just sitting my life away, kind of scrolling off of social media, typically watching things which probably aren't the best for me, watching probably some crude jokes or, I don't know, whatever brain rot that Instagram decides to throw at me and whatnot. And ultimately, that leads to me just wasting my time away as the days on the calendar starts to go by slowly and surely. The thing is that I have potential, and the laziness wasn't really just destroying me mentally. It was also destroying me physically. And as a result of being lazy, I just ended up sitting in my bed all day. And when I'm sitting in my bed all day, I have no incentive of going to the gym to work out. Or quite frankly, I just end up maybe ordering fast food via DoorDash, or going to the store primarily to eat, to get cookies and sugary snacks so I can just sit on my bed and just relax and eat. I'm one of those people who like to eat during movies or TV shows or whatever I'm watching, to be quite honest. And so I am also like slowly like destroying my body. Actually, there's this on 2 different occasions. This is super bad. If like this does not show you the height of laziness and how bad this gets for me, this will tell you. I will sometimes in one sitting, I'm not even kidding. Like I'll have like that whole entire like box of Oreos or whatever, and I would like go through half of it. And the thing which is the most interesting is that I can feel the pain of my body saying that this is not good for you, and like you're going to be in like severe pain, or I feel like I'm destroying my body. But like there's some sort of like spiritual or like underlying like thing about it which ends up like I have no control and I just will eat through. And not only that, then I'll eat whatever other crackers I have in addition to it. And if that's not enough, probably have some sugary soda or pop like Coca-Cola or like Sprite or whatnot. Something to just like shove it down, and I can absolutely feel my body just collapsing. To be honest, I was addicted. It was an addiction, and there's no way around it. Being lazy in that case is an addiction, because this isn't something which really came up like recently. It has been something which I've struggled with for a long time, and over time it gets worse and worse and worse, and you don't really realize it, especially when you're a kid, how detrimental to your life that is. Like when you're a kid, you don't have that many responsibilities, and as a result of that, you can kind of get away with it. But when you become an adult and you have responsibility tasks to do, and you just end up like procrastinating, pushing it further and further and further, it just doesn't get better. It just gets worse. You get stressed out, and now it starts to go to your emotional well-being, and quite frankly, my spiritual well-being. And and I think that is where I realized that enough is enough. My relationship with God was like just at all-time like low, and it wasn't because I didn't want to do it. It was more because I was too lazy to do it. Rather than sitting down and having time to spend with my Father every single morning, I just decided to sit in my bed and just scroll through social media, because that's so much better than having to get up and actually put effort in talking to God, which to me is like the height of laziness, is talking to God. Like that like takes no effort, and I couldn't even do that. So indeed, this was an addiction, and this is something that I needed to stop. And I think that is one of the roads to recovery. It's realizing that you had that problem and then trying to find ways and solutions to kind of fix it. And what have I found? I'm still working on it. And I guess that's pretty much why I'm making this video. To be honest, this channel, I don't remember when it was established. I had it for a while, and I remember I wanted to be consistent, and then I completely fell off it. And what I told myself today is that, hey, we're going to sit down, we're going to record our video. This is kind of off the fly. I kind of wrote a little bit of notes of things I wanted to touch on, but I said if I don't start or do it, I won't do it ever. I legitimately will not ever do it. So I said, okay, let's do it and we'll see where it goes. And that's why I'm here. And pretty much what I plan on doing is kind of tracking my journey, holding myself accountable, and on this road towards being diligent and kind of overcoming this laziness. Through laziness, that is where like you will start to spend your time on other places, like especially if you're on the internet, you start to find yourself on websites which you should not be finding yourself on, or maybe doing things which you shouldn't be doing. Like laziness like can start to just cause like sins galore, and that is why when you're doing something and like getting yourself off your bed and actually like being productive with your time, that can help with those types of sins. Obviously it is Christ who helps us to overcome, but that is one of the things, and that's why I'm putting this in God's hands and not my own, and kind of like taking the step saying, hey, we need to kind of make a change. So this is my self-improvement journey, and something which I am prioritizing on this journey is progress over perfection. I am a perfectionist, and typically, for example, I really did not want to film this video until my room is clean. I don't know whether you can kind of see in the background. It is absolutely a mess, and it kind of puts my mental health in like a weird state. My desk, which I'm filming off of, is horrible. It is a mess, but I told myself that we need to ignore that because it will take me like maybe an hour or 2 hours till I start filming this, and then maybe it will get dark, and then I'm like, oh, the lighting's not good, I can't film today, and then the excuses will just pile up. So it's about progress. It's about, hey, I'm going to put that camera up. Yes, everything's not perfect. Yes, I might be kind of improvising as I go along, but at least I can say I've done it. It's about progress, and over time, the perfection or the cleaning up of whatever you're doing is going to get there. And so that's why I decided to film this right now, and that is what I'm trying to do with everything. It's about progress and perfection. Let me prove to myself first that I can do this, that I can make progress and I can be consistent. And then over time, you can start working on technique. When you're going to the gym, obviously your back might not be straight when you're trying to do like a certain exercise, or maybe you're not in proper form, but that's not what's important. The point is that you're showing up and you're trying. Over time, after that being consistent, you can start working on efficiency, proper form, how to make an exercise more effective towards your goals. But it's about being consistent to begin with, which leads you to get to that point to begin with. So that was that's one of the things which I am definitely trying to focus on. And something which I know is that this is not going to be easy, as with any addiction. And I'm not trying to say that laziness is as severe as like a drinking addiction, or a person is struggling with watching inappropriate things online, or like drug addictions, or all these different kind of addictions. Those are way more serious. But people can be addicted to anything, like social media, like I kind of am, or like caffeine or whatnot. And whenever you're trying to make a lifestyle change, it is so painful. Like, I'm telling myself that it's going to be painful trying to get back on schedule, waking up early like I do, rather than scrolling on social media. It's going to be painful, and I might fail at times, but the goal is that I'm not giving up, and that I am trying to improve. It's about where am I improving each day? And if I'm at least making 1% each and every day, 1% over 100 days is like 100%. I don't know where that math was proper math, but an improvement is an improvement. It stacks up. It adds up over time. That is how habits are built. But the goal is about, hey, I have my mindset. I want to do this. And even if I do not have a system set, let me just at least get started, and we'll start refining the system as we go. And that's what is important. Enjoying that progress. It's like a video game. When you're playing a video game, for me personally, it's Minecraft, but like whatever video game you're playing, obviously you start out, you have like maybe no weapons, no power-ups, whatever it is. When I'm playing Minecraft, obviously you start out, you're just in the world, and obviously you have till nighttime till scary mobs come, and you're trying to get yourself situated, making a house, shelter, whatever. And then over time, you're progressing through the game again and again and again, all the way to the point where you decide to maybe beat the Ender Dragon, aka beating the game. I personally have never made it that far, but and what you realize is that what is fun is about progressing to that point, especially when you have like friends or whatnot, like building a world. Once you get everything, once you have that netherite armor, once you're pretty much to that point, it starts to get boring because the challenge is no longer there. You have that like joy that, yes, I made it. But when you look back, it was the journey getting there that was what was it's what made it fulfilling. And that's what I'm going to also focus on. Not about getting there. It's not about getting that toned body that I want. It's not about getting those perfect grades, although that's good. It's not about reaching 1 million subscribers or 1 million followers, although that is amazing and that'd be beautiful. It's about the process of getting there and celebrating the little wins till you get there. And that is something else you want to focus, because by focusing on the progress rather than the end goal, that is what will keep you going. Because at times it's going to be slow, stagnant, maybe even starts going backwards, but that's what makes it fun. The challenge is about thriving off that challenge and pushing you out there. And so that is one of the things which I know I'm going to be focusing on. A few verses which I would like to end with is Proverbs 16:3. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans. And I know for a fact, for me at least personally, I'm putting this in God's hands, because on my own I don't think I can make it. But when I place it in God's hands, I know that he will lead my steps. And that is why for me, my spiritual health, I think once I get that established, then my mental, emotional, and physical health will follow behind it. And even if you're not religious per se, I think these verses are like universal. Like, they're very good ways that you can live your life, and their truths ring true no matter where you are in your walk of life. We also have Joshua 1:9, which is, have I not commanded you to be strong and courageous? Don't be afraid, don't be discouraged, for the Lord your God is wherever you go. So no matter where it is, even in my highs and my lows, I know that God is going to be there with me, and that's all that matters. And then to end it up with, to finish this up, we have Ephesians 4:22 through 24. You were taught with regard to your former way of life to put off the old self, which is being corrupted by its deceitful desires, to be made new in the attitude of your minds, and to put on the new self, created to be like God in true righteousness and holiness. So again, like what I said, the idea remains true. You're putting to death your old self, your old lazy or unambitious and unmotivated self, and you're deciding to put on your new self, one that's ambitious, one that is motivated, one that's dedicated. There's a verse that says, death and life are in the power of the tongue. Those who love it will eat its fruits. It's about putting on, you have this new mentality that, you know what, I might have struggled in the past, but that's not who I am anymore. I am going to succeed. And by God's grace, I will get to that point, God willing. And that is the mindset that we should all have. 2024, we learned a lot of things. And rather than discarding it, saying that this was a trashy year, rather, it was a warm-up. It was just showing you the places where you need to improve. It was a warm-up. 2025 is going to be the year when you really change. And that is what the goal is. And whenever you see this video, whether it's the day I post it, maybe it's 2 years in the future, I don't know. This is your sign to whatever you want to do, whether you're struggling with laziness or not being ambitious. Have your mind set on that goal and just do it. Just don't care. Doesn't have to. It's probably not going to be the best. I'm aware that this video is probably not going to be best. It might only be me who sees it. I don't know, but at least I'm putting myself out there. Over time, you will improve. At least if you fail, you can say I failed trying rather than saying I failed, but I never tried to begin with. It is more admirable to fail trying in that case. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you liked this comment and you want to join the journey, please hit the like button, as that would help me a lot. Also subscribe, join the journey, see what I'm doing. Maybe comment if I'm slacking off, okay? Because I need that motivation as well. Also follow my Instagram. I post a lot there. Also every week I do a daily check-in or a weekly check-in, and just to see where everyone's doing, what your guys' goals are, and it's a good way to keep all of us accountable. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.